Hey, what is up guys, it's Thunderstruck115, and today I finally have a COD Zombies related video to respond to y'all with. This comes from MrTLexify and is titled 13 Wonder Weapons That Are Infinite Damage, and right off the bat, I can tell that there's already an issue before I even click on the video. That being, in the thumbnail, he shows the Ray Gun Mark II, which is not an infinite damage wonder weapon, nor is it something he talks about in this video. But don't you worry guys, there are several other issues with this video which we will see, so let's go ahead and play it.
These are 13 wonder weapons in Call of Duty Zombies that are infinite damage. Our number 13th and bottom spot is the jet gun, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so for number 13, he puts the jet gun, and for number 12, he puts the VR11. I can't really add anything other than I agree, so I'm gonna be speeding past these.
Now, coming into our number 11 spot, I think you guys are not prepared for this. This is the Togger Toten Wunderwaffe Sniper. Now, the thing about this is, yes, it's infinite damage, but as you just saw in this gameplay clip there, he has to headshot the zombies in a horde for it to actually be infinite damage. Now, and this is the biggest problem, because on BO4, the zombies are so dang fast that you're never going to be able to hit a headshot that accurately for it to be infinite damage, which is why I also think this is one of the worst infinite damage wonder weapons. However, on any other zombies map, like BO2 or BO3 or any game where all the zombies are slow, it's really good. But on BO4, where as soon as you get super sprinters, this thing is terrible, and there are so many better infinite damage wonder weapons on this map that will outdo the Wunderwaffe Sniper. So it absolutely deserves to be this low.
Skill issue.
No, Lex, it is not that fucking difficult to hit the heads on the zombies. I mean, look at my current B-roll footage. I am using the Wunderwaffe Sniper. I am hitting the heads on the zombies consistently. I mean, hell, half the time I'm not even aiming down the sights and I'm still hitting the head. Sure, I might be missing occasionally, but you know what this Wunderwaffe has? A shit ton of ammo. Additionally, if you're getting the most use out of this thing by using it against large hordes of zombies, and you are aiming for head level, then there is a very good chance that if you miss the head of the zombie you're aiming for, that it'll likely hit the head of a different zombie if they're all bunched up together. Combine that all together, and no, this weapon's pretty damn forgiving.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming into our number 10 spot, this is going to be interesting, and I can't believe I'm putting it this low. This is the Wunderwaffe from Black Ops 1, World at War, and Black Ops 3, ladies and gentlemen, the original Wunderwaffe. This weapon is iconic. Everybody knows this weapon. However, most people don't know that it only shoots 10 zombies every shot, and that is the problem. With such little ammo, with only 3 in the clip, it's not going to be able to take out as many zombies as a lot of people think. And that is why on games like BO3 where you have all chemical antithesis, it runs absolutely better. But also on the older games, this wonder weapon does not give you any drops, and so that is why it can also kill you in the World at War versions with Juggernog as well. So I'm gonna be honest, listen, I know it was introduced back in Shinonuma, but it's just not it, bro. It's just not it. Even though I'll always have a special soft spot for my nostalgia lovers for the Wunderwaffe.
You know, it's interesting that you bring up the ammo issues for the Wunderwaffe DG2 as a reason why it's so low, when the Wunderwaffe Sniper has a lot more ammo, and when you do trigger the lightning arc effect, it'll kill just as many zombies as the DG2. The only difference is that with the DG2, simply hitting the zombie will cause the chain effect, whereas with the Wunderwaffe Sniper, you have to hit the head to trigger it. But the Wunderwaffe Sniper has a lot more ammo, as it has a total of 96 shots when pack-a-punched, as opposed to the mere 36 shots of the regular Wunderwaffe. Now, I know that in practice, since it is harder to hit the head than just hit the zombie anywhere with the Wunderwaffe Sniper, I understand that there are going to be some missed shots, but unless you are just absolutely abysmal at the game, you should not be missing so many shots that you end up killing less zombies than what you would with the DG2. I mean, hell, even if only half of your shots with the Wunderwaffe Sniper end up hitting the head, that is still way more fucking zombies that you're gonna kill with that in a single max ammo than you will with the DG2. And if you're really having that much issue hitting the heads of zombies with the Wunderwaffe Sniper, there's this wonderful perk called Deadshot. The only thing that the DG2 is better at than the sniper variant is the fact that you're probably going to have an easier time saving yourself if you get cornered, well, assuming you're not playing World at War Derice, that is. Which is something I could reasonably see him considering if he's focusing a lot on its ability to save your ass in a tight situation. However, that theory immediately shattered once I saw the next entry on this list.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming down into our number 9 spot, I think you guys are literally not going to believe me when I see this. This is another Togger Tone Wonder Weapon. Number 9 spot is the Tundra Gun. Now, what? I know, the Tundra Gun, so essentially they buffed this Wonder Weapon after everybody complained about it, probably also including me, during BO4, and I didn't realize this, but this Wonder Weapon is now infinite damage like the original Thunder Gun. However, it is worse considering that you can actually cause yourself to be damaged by this Wonder Weapon, which is the unfortunate part. You can see that it causes splash damage. However, PhD Flopper in this game negates all the splash damage, but you need to run PhD Flopper on a game like BO4, which only has 4 perk slots. So that's not going to be a good idea, and that is why I believe the Tundra Gun is just terrible. It does not deserve to be in the infinite damage, but Treyarch like, you know what, we gotta buff it, which makes no sense because the Thunder Gun is also on this map. I mean, Togger Tone, what were they thinking? It doesn't make sense.
Well, there goes my theory that he was ranking these based on how well they can save your ass when you're in a tight spot, because the Tundra Gun can indeed damage you quite a bit if you shoot it next to you. So maybe you might be thinking that, okay, maybe it's because the Tundra Gun can just kill way more zombies than the Wunderwaffe DG2, and that's why it's above it. But to that, I'd say, if that was the case, then the Wunderwaffe Sniper should also be above the DG2. Do you see why I wanted to respond to this? Sure, you could say that it is actually great at saving you if you're running PhD Slider to negate the explosive damage, but number 1, he would have to be running a perk in order to do that. And number 2, if you're willing to take into account perks that can shore up the weaknesses of a specific Wonder Weapon, then I can literally point to fucking Deadshot on the Wunderwaffe Sniper to help you hit the head. But no, you do not have to run PhD Slider to make this weapon effective. All you have to do is just not shoot next to you like a fucking idiot. Treat it like you would an explosive weapon, and put some distance between you and the zombies before firing.
Coming into our next spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the Wave Gun. Now, the Wave Gun is really cool because, again, you can slap it apart, get the Zap Guns, and shoot one at a time, or you can combine them together and shoot the zombies and kill them, which is amazing. However, the problem is with the Wave Gun is that, sure, it has a lot of ammo, but it doesn't create drops, which, again, is a major issue because I don't know why this Wonder Weapon doesn't create drops. You need to make drops for higher rounds. Like, you need max ammo, so using this Wonder Weapon to only kill the zombies is going to serve you as a big L. Even though it does have more killing potential than the Thunder Gun, if it doesn't make max ammos, then I'm always going to last longer with the Thunder Gun than the Wave Gun, which obviously makes sense. Even though I love the Wave Gun, I think this is one of the most beautiful aesthetic Wonder Weapons ever. It deserves to be at this spot. But ladies and gentlemen, coming into our next spot, this has got to be, and I think a lot of people will not expect this coming. This is from Black Ops 3 Zetsubo no Shima, the KT4, or the upgraded variant being the Masamune. Now, this Wonder Weapon is really good because you can essentially make a puddle that acts as like an area of effect infinite damage whenever zombies come over to it. However, the problem with Thrashers on Zetsubo no Shima is that they are not affected by that puddle that you shoot down.
That is a straight up lie. The KT4's charge shot can absolutely kill Thrashers. In fact, it's probably the most effective way to kill the Thrashers on this map, outside of maybe the Skull of Nansapwe. Don't believe me? Well, let's watch the upcoming clip to clear up any doubts we have, shall we?
You are a brave one, I will give you that. Monster learns valuable lesson about anger.
So, the issue can really stem from being that the Thrashers are not affected by this infinite damage capability, which is why you need to have the Skull of Nansapwe on this map. But if you're able to juggle them around really good and make sure that none of the zombies that you're fighting turn into Thrashers, which can be a very big problem on this map, the KT4 is easily one of the upper echelon infinite damage wonder weapons, and it has a ton of ammo as well, and without chemical antithesis on Black Ops 3, where you can infinitely have ammo for about 60 seconds twice, It's a really good wonder weapon, and I think a lot of people underestimate this, especially also because this wonder weapon can make drops, and again, most people don't play enough Zetsubo no Shima to realize how amazing this wonder weapon is. You can also run faster when you shoot spores with the upgraded variant. Like, the KT-4 is a phenomenal wonder weapon, and I feel like a lot of people call this like the Sliquifier 2.0 when it really deserves to be its own wonder weapon. It's a fertilizer wonder weapon. It is truly unique. Now,
okay, so I want to point two things out. The first is how we said that the KT-4 has quite a lot of ammo, when in reality it doesn't, since it only has 6 plus 36 shots for both the unupgraded and upgraded versions, which I know that sounds like a lot, but when you consider that the charge shot, which actually gives the Sliquifier-esque infinite damage pool like he was describing, that takes 3 ammo. And if you think of it that way, the ammo effectively becomes 2 plus 12, which is going to be very important later. The other thing to keep in mind is that he brings up gobblegums like Alchemical Antithesis as something that can boost this wonder weapon's capability by using it to replenish ammo, which is again something that we'll need to keep in mind for later.
Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, to our next spot, I think a lot of you guys are going to be a little bit upset about that I'm putting this one solo. You heard the sound, ladies and gentlemen. This is the original Thunder Gun. Now, we got some Revelations gameplay for you guys here, but the thing is, man, I love the Thunder Gun, but it does not deserve to be any higher than this spot, okay? The Thunder Gun is infinite damage, yes. It makes drops, yes, but
in Black Ops 3 and 4, yeah, it makes drops, but it does not make drops in the Black Ops 1 version. Which just leaves me wondering, are we talking about the Black Ops 3 version or the Black Ops 1 version? Because if we're talking about the Black Ops 1 version, then the wave gun should be higher than the Thunder Gun, because the actual wave gun shot of the wave gun has the exact same amount of ammo as the Thunder Gun. And they can both kill a full horde, but the wave gun also has the dual-wield zap guns as well. But if we're talking about the Black Ops 3 version of these weapons, then how come you don't bring up gobblegums when it comes to their ammo capacity like you did with the KT-4 on Zetsubo?
Where it lacks is the ammo. Obviously, because you can spawn more max ammos, it's going to be easier to make, which, again, I get that. And again, it's also incredible on maps like Revelations here, where you can take out all the boss zombies, you can shoot massive hordes, and doesn't even matter what's in them. Margwa's Panzer, you're going to be taking them all out regardless, which is why, I mean, the Thunder Gun is always going to be iconic, but honestly, there are better wonder weapons, even in BO4, than this infinite damage wonder weapon, which in my opinion is really cool.
Like I described earlier, it has more ammo than the KT-4, at least when you use the KT-4's infinite damage charge shot, because the unupgraded Thunder Gun has 2 plus 12 shots, which if you're exclusively using the charge shot for the KT-4 is the exact same amount of ammo you'd have for that. Or hell, even if you only use the partially charged shot, which I'm not even sure if that does infinite damage or not, but let's just say it does, that's still only 3 plus 18. But the Pack-a-Punch Thunder Gun has 4 plus 24, so what gives? Yes, I am fully aware that he put the Thunder Gun above the KT-4, but the reason I'm calling this out is because he's complaining about ammo issues with the Thunder Gun, whereas he said that the KT-4 had plenty of ammo, when, in comparison to the Thunder Gun, it absolutely does not. And again, this is where gobblegums like Alchemical Antithesis come into play. If he's giving the Thunder Gun credit for spawning power-ups, then you're clearly talking about the version in Black Ops 3 and 4, in which case, how come you don't bring up gobblegums or elixirs like Alchemical Antithesis when you did that exact thing for the KT-4 on Zetsubo? I probably wouldn't point this out if the Black Ops 1 version also spawned drops, but since he labels that as a significant factor for this weapon, as well as gobblegums being a significant factor for the KT-4, then it's a really important distinction.
And obviously, the infinite damage wonder weapons on BO3 can only go to 255, which is the round max number, but on BO4, they can bring you much, much farther, which I also think is insane. But ladies and gentlemen, coming into our next spot on the infinite damage wonder weapons, this is now our number 6 spot. This is a BO4 one. Y'all need to hear me out on this one. This, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the hand gauntlets from Ancient Evil, the Hand of Charon. Now, for some reason, this is the only gauntlet on Ancient Evil that is infinite damage. And
okay, Lex, here's a genuine question. Did you do any research at all before making this video? Because if you did, then you would know that all 4 of the Ancient Evil God Hands do infinite damage with their charge shot. It is not just the Hand of Charon that does infinite damage.
I don't understand that one point. I don't know why they decided to make this, but the reason why why I like this is it's literally a better version of the KT-4. It acts like a monkey bomb, so all the zombies will go to it, and all you have to do is have ammo for it, which is the major problem. This man has the exalted version of it, which gives you a little bit more ammo, but the thing is it runs out so fast. This is probably, without a doubt, the best wonder weapon in any 4-set wonder weapon map ever, which is insane because it's on BO4 Ancient Evil. However, it is better. There's still wonder weapons that are better than this. Like, can you imagine? Like, I love this gauntlet. It's incredible. It's super OP. Only problem, like I said, is really the ammo.
Yeah, I'd say that the biggest issue with the Hand of Charon is the ammo. Which only makes it even more ironic that he's putting it over the Thunder Gun, which he also complained about a lack of ammo with, when the ammo for the Hand of Charon, again, if you were using solely the charge shot, is even more limited than the Thunder Gun. The Redeemed Hand has 40 ammo, and the Exalted Hand has 50 ammo. Each charge shot takes up 3 ammo, meaning you get 13 charge shots for the Redeemed Hand and 16 for the Exalted Hand. That's it. It is noticeably less ammo than you would get with a Thunder Gun, and yet somehow it's above it? Like, what? The Thunder Gun is better at saving your ass since you can instantly fire it off, as opposed to the Hand of Charon where you have to build up a charge first. Pretty much the only other redeeming factor is, of course, the Monkey Bomb-like effect, at least when it comes to putting this above the Thunder Gun, that is. So I'm once again going to call into question how you are ranking these, because you really don't make it clear what the criteria are for what makes one wonder weapon better than another.
And shout out to Ancient Evil for making it on this list, considering that Black Ops 4 wonder weapons aren't usually that good, or they're just stupid broken in general. And going to the other stupid broken in general wonder weapon at our number 4 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Helion Salvo.
Huh? I thought this video was titled 13 Wonder Weapons That Do Infinite Damage. The Helion Salvo is neither infinite damage nor a wonder weapon. Why is it in this video?
This is not even a wonder weapon, but Jason Blundell must have heard my outcries back in Black Ops 3 when I said rocket launchers were all terrible, because this man decided to make the BO4 rocket launcher infinite damage and for it to destroy everything.
Okay, normally I would debate the claim that rocket launchers in previous games were useless, which I don't really agree with, but sticking on topic here, no, the Helion Salvo does not deal infinite damage. It only seems that way because in Black Ops 4, if you're playing on the normal difficulty, the zombies' health will cap on round 50 and will not increase further beyond that. And it just so happens that the damage for the Helion Salvo when max Pack-a-Punched exceeds whatever the zombie's health is when it caps out. But if you play on hardcore or realistic difficulty, that health cap does not exist, and eventually it will stop killing the zombies. And I can prove it too. I booted up custom mutations and set the starting round to its highest setting, that being round 50, and also set the zombies' health to be double what it normally is. And you know what I found? Under these settings, it takes 3 rockets from the Pack-a-Punch Helion Salvo to kill a zombie, so no, it is not infinite damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming into our number 3 spot, I think you guys are going to now understand where these next 3 are going to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the baby gun from Shangri-La. The baby gun from Shangri-La is really cool because the original concept for the wonder weapon actually had the green part in the middle there, swapped out with 3 other variants, being a red variant, a yellow variant, and I believe a black variant. And it would have been so cool to see this wonder weapon have different variations, but the problem is that it's already so good. This is instantly one of the greatest wonder weapons of all time, because while yes, it doesn't do infinite damage on a technical aspect, it makes the zombies insta-kill, which in my opinion is infinite damage forever. And the greatest part about the baby gun is it has way more ammo than any of the other wonder weapons prior to it, and also it's just so viable on a map like Shangri-La where it's tight corridors. You really need to be able to progress through the high rounds fast, especially on BO1 with the low reset timer on this map, which is why the baby gun is an absolute godsend comparing to maps that came prior to this map, just like Call of the Dead, where they were both built very similarly. However, on Call of the Dead, you got the Scavenger, which stops one-hitting after round 42, which is an incredible shame considering that Shangri-La has easily the top 3 best wonder weapons of all time. Now,
you know, the high rating for the baby gun is very interesting, considering that it has a lot of ammo, but also has a skill curve that makes using the weapon harder. Kind of like the Wunderwaffe sniper from Togner Toten, and yet despite that, you punished it for said skill curve. So, once again, I am gonna ask, what exactly are your standards when it comes to ranking these wonder weapons? Because I cannot figure them out due to how fucking inconsistent it seems.
coming into our number 2 spot, I think a lot of people might be upset that I'm including this, but ladies and gentlemen, this is actually going to be the pre-patch Sliquifier. Now, the relaxing end also has some incredible gameplay showing us this pre-patch Sliquifier here. And when this wonder weapon came out on Die Rise, we're going to be remastering this, it was infinite damage forever, and you could end a whole zombie round with 1 bullet, as you see here. He caused 1 bullet for them to start slipping up the slope, and then a 2nd bullet to chain kill every single zombie that decides to come there. He doesn't even need to get any sort of power-ups. This wonder weapon, when it first came out on Die Rise, was absolutely so broken that Treyarch decided that they need to nerf the wonder weapon to only do a 1-shot damage to round 100. But the pre-patch version of this wonder weapon was literally, in my opinion, even better than the Apothecon Servant, because it only took 1 bullet to end a whole round. Not even the Apothecon Servant could do that. Sure, the Apothecon Servant is amazing, but the Sliquifier, honestly, if the pre-patch version did exist, I would give this the number 1 spot. And honestly, maybe we'll think about adding it into Die Rise Remastered. Hey, I didn't say anything, but ladies and gentlemen, talking about pre-patch, our number 1 spot is the Shadows of Evil Apothecon Servant, or the Revelations Apothecon Servant, because that version has the official upgrade. This version had an upgrade as well, even though it got patched out, but both versions are just ridiculous. And because this is the one wonder weapon that you can get in game without it being pre-patch, this wonder weapon is incredible.
You know, it's funny you say that, because you literally put the pre-patch Sliquifier over all of the other infinite damage wonder weapons on this list, because you could literally take down an entire round with a single shot forever, which granted is not something you can do with the wonder weapons below it, but you can't do it with the Apothecon Servant either. And if you're going to use the logic that the Apothecon Servant is still great after the patch, whereas the Sliquifier is not, then the pre-patch Sliquifier should be below every other wonder weapon on this list. Once again, this dude's standards is more inconsistent than the politician's promises.
Instantly, as soon as you shoot it, you're safe. You can take out almost every single boss on Shadows of Evil, not Shangri-La with this, except the Margwa. The Margwa, you're going to need some sort of bullet gun, or maybe a ray gun, or whatever you're going to need. But the Apothecon Servant is insane. You pop alchemical with it as well. It's infinite ammo. It's 1 bullet per horde. The ammo is a little bit low, but again, if you're able to upgrade it on Revelations, get the Thunder Gun as well. This is easily the best wonder weapon for all aspects. The all-around best wonder weapon. Margwa, you're gonna need some sort of bullet gun. The ammo is a little bit low, but
somehow it is the best wonder weapon in every aspect when it can't even kill one of the main boss enemies on both of the maps it's featured on, and the ammo is low. How the fuck does that work out? I mean, at least on Revelations, the low ammo issue is kind of counteracted by the ease of 1 barrier strats on that map. And since it can kill an entire horde, plus a whole bunch of zombies as they're spawning in, it means you can get as much as like 60 kills with a single shot, where normally you can only kill 24. However, to my knowledge, no such 1 barrier strategy exists on Shadows of Evil, although if I'm wrong on that, please correct me. But in both cases, it cannot kill the Margwas on the map, and in the case of Revelations, it also cannot kill the Panzer. You know what can? The Thunder Gun, which also has more ammo. Like, I do think that the Apothecon Servant is certainly one of the best wonder weapons of all time, but the issue with this dude's logic here is that he just seems to be completely unable to
keep that same energy.
Best for escapability, best for killing the zombies, really good ammo, to be honest, for what it's able to do, and it's just so dang overpowered. The only downside is that it doesn't kill all boss zombies. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again so much for coming out, and we'll see ya in that next one, baby.
And just like that, the video is over, which I find pretty odd considering that there are several infinite damage wonder weapons that he didn't even bring up. For example, the Windstaff on Origins, Alistair's Annihilator on Dead of the Night, the rest of the fucking God Hands on Ancient Evil. Hell, he was even willing to put the fucking Helion Salvo on this list, which isn't infinite damage or a wonder weapon. But if he's willing to do that, you'd think he'd bring up the World at War Flamethrower, which actually does do infinite damage. At least in the sense that it always takes the same amount of time to kill a zombie no matter what round it's on. But hell, I don't even think the Flamethrower should be on this list either, considering it's not a wonder weapon. I mean, to be fair, he didn't say he was ranking every single infinite damage wonder weapon, but once again, I have to ask, what is the criteria for making it on this list? Is it the best of them? Well, clearly not, because his first two rankings were the Jet Gun and the VR-11, and I don't think anybody in their right mind are gonna say that those wonder weapons are better than something like the Windstaff or Alistair's Annihilator. Does it have to do damage with an uncharged shot? Well, that can't be it, because the KT-4's on the list. Does it have to do infinite damage while not upgraded? Well, that can't be it either, because the Hand of Charon is on this list. And again, why aren't the rest of the Ancient Evil God Hands on this list when they also do infinite damage? Why is the Helion Salvo on this list at all? Why is the Ray Gun Mark II in the thumbnail? This video and the logic behind it will forever remain a mystery. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more, and tell me what you think of MrTLexify's inconsistent ass list. Anyways, that's it. Peace!